How are bankers and advisors adjusting to the deal slump?
Hello, Sherry. Well, definitely a new reality. Those golden years of investment banking are adapting to slower deal flow. Both M&A and IPOs are headed for a very, very low volume year. Just take M&A, for instance. We are headed here in Asia Pacific for the lowest volume of deals in at least about a decade, whereas the fall is even more dramatic for IPOs. We are headed this year for the lowest volume of IPOs here in Hong Kong in more than 20 years. So there is not a lot of revenue coming in for investment banks anymore. And by the way, this is not just bankers. It spills over consultancies, law firms, and beyond. I would say professional services as a whole. I mean, it's a new reality, a new era, but definitely people still, try find ways to keep busy. I mean, there's still deals happening, and bankers, advisors, generally speaking, are always, scrambling to try find new business opportunities. I mean, we are seeing a slight pickup in deals. Some of the bankers we interviewed for the piece were saying how they are starting to see some early stage dialogue with Chinese companies looking to buy overseas. Again, I mean, you may remember the boom years of M&A when Chinese companies were buying trophy assets left and right in places like Europe or in the US. Those days are definitely gone, but we might start seeing some activity in places where Chinese investment is still well received. Take Latin America, for instance, or Africa, or Southeast Asia. So there is still pockets in which activity are taking place. And then what we're seeing too is advisors, generally speaking, are also rolling up their sleeves and becoming a little bit more flexible in terms of the sector coverage, in terms of the product, and are just kind of like trying to keep busy and trying to stay relevant, I would say.
Right. So is this having an impact on talent?
Well, definitely. I think we are seeing a lot of junior talent having second thoughts. You may remember, Sherry, when investment banking was kind of like the place to go, right? Out of business school, a lot of the new graduates would just kind of like face this fierce competition to join the top banks in the industry, or take law firms as well by default. I mean, I think those days, I think people are being more selective. That's what I'm trying to say, perhaps. And even we are seeing how some professors are also advising those new graduates to also look beyond the traditional investment banking world to other, perhaps more innovative areas of finance as well.